active years.
I want to be able to move much better.
I want to keep up my health during pregnancy. I would like to lose more weight.
The more you move, the better you live. The better you move, the better you live. You got that? This one's on posture. Okay, lift your arms up overhead. Come up on tiptoe as far as you can. Stretch way up. Okay, come over onto one foot and stretch one leg up, and over onto the other and stretch as hard as you can. And back. Now get your elbows absolutely straight and stretch around in small circles. Posture is never anything that can be called normal. Normal posture is an impossible thing. There is no such thing. Everybody has a wide limit within which he can work. Start the other direction, small circle, a little larger, 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 and all the way down to the floor. Okay, relax over a minute. Another thing about posture is that it should never be static. You never keep still. To get your posture correct, you can do it standing quietly, but after that you have to move as much as you can. Swing your arms up, back behind, up, back, up, back, up, and now swing down between your legs. Take it easy if you're just beginning. Go very gently. You can do it in chairs if you're just beginning. Don't do anything that makes you feel unsteady.
Can I see you build the leg muscles?
We'll get to some for building up the leg muscles. These will stretch you out.
Yeah.
Okay. These not only stretch out the backs of your legs, but every time you come back over this way, it stretches your back out. And this is just a good stretching one in general. Pulls your shoulders back. Come down this way. And now we'll get you again around the waist. Swing around to the side and around to the other side. Up a little and up a little. Up and up. Swing around far each time. That's good, Marianne. Up a little bit more. Up. And start bending your back back. Look way back at the ceiling. And stretch up. Okay. Legs together. Now just, again, swing your arms around a little gently. We're just warming up a little so that you'll be a little looser when we start into real things. Building posture starts with the trunk, which most people use like a trunk of a tree, like it's a solid mass. It should be flexible. You should be able to bend in all directions. And also these muscles are very important. And these, because the one thing that didn't evolve with us as we went along, though we've learned how to be upright, we've come up off all fours, but our pelvises are still the weakest part of us. They've evolved less than anything, so that your lower back really gives you a lot of trouble. These are...
I have a pain at my lower back. Is that because I have a bad posture?
Turn around. You've got your knees pushed back this way. If you would bend your knees just slightly, you'll find that you'll have a lot less trouble with them. A lot less. Your back straightens out. And you start using your muscles instead of ligaments, and it straightens your back out here so that instead of the... Well, think about building blocks. If you have them up on top of each other, if there's a slight curve, it's fine. But if the curve gets too big, then it starts getting weak out here. So you have to be careful not to let your back get too big a curve here. And that means always remember not to lock your knees back.
How do you get used to that, though, if you're not conscious?
Getting used to it. You know, posture is habit. It really is. If you every day would take the time to make the little corrections that are necessary, like, Michael, you're down on your right shoulder. If you, I'd be willing to bet you carry your books on that side.
I do.
So what you do is start carrying them on the other side. Not that many, I hope. Get yourself evened out this way, and, you know, it'll take a couple of months. The one thing you have to remember when you do little changes like this is another good change. Let me come back to that in a minute. When you make little changes, keep them up for a little while, but then shift back to the other side again. Make sure you keep them even. When you stand on one hip this way, you will get to the point where if you keep it up until you're old, you'll be over kind of this way when you walk.
Well,
And you
I
don't-
usually don't. I'm not standing on the same side all the
Good.
time.
That's what you should do. That's what I was going to say. Just shift over if you tend to use one side and start using the other. Another thing that's always good is you should stop as much as you can riding around in cars and start walking and jogging everywhere you can. People with bad backs, by the way, should not jog. Do a lot of walking, but don't jog. It's very important because if you slam down on discs or nerves that are already in trouble, you're just going to hurt yourself more. So walk instead. It's much gentler, much easier on you.
But when you walk and you're not used to it, you puff so hard. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's the truth. You do. But you have to get used to it. Okay, walk, letting your hips move up and down. And now stretch down to get close to your knee on either side. You know, after a while, you stop huffing and puffing, and it gets to be very easy. In fact, the one comment that people make to me is they don't understand how I can talk. Well, yeah, it's difficult. I don't know, maybe they wish I'd shut up once in a while. Okay, relax. Okay, hands on your thighs. This is a good abdominal exercise, a very, very easy one. Anyone can do it. You can do it as hard as you want according to how long you've been doing it, but if it's the first time, just do it gently. Put your hands on your thighs, and as you inhale, and as you exhale, bear down. And up again. And as you bear down, push. Breathe. Push. Always breathe as naturally as possible, except when you're supposed to be bearing down a little, and then you'll find that your breathing is forced out. And down. And down. Okay, try it a little differently. Hands on your thighs. Now just come down towards each knee as far as you can without sticking your bottom out behind. Just switch over. If you're just beginning, take it easy. These can be very hard on you if you have any trouble with your back. The whole trunk, when you work on the trunk, you have to include the back, but always take it easy if you're having trouble with your back. Another one that you can do, and beginners, please, with all of these, my enthusiasm carries me away. Take it easy. Always go work gently and see how it feels first before you go any further. Put your hands behind your back. And again, do the same thing. Reach down first to the back of one knee and then to the back of the other.
You think a person get dizzy doing this?
What?
Someone get dizzy doing this?
Oh, you can, do you?
Yeah.
You can get dizzy doing almost anything if you're not used to moving. It's amazing what things... For a lot of people, this is a really sad thing, but for a lot of people, just getting out of bed in the morning makes them dizzy. And that's really a shame, but it's people, older people it happens with a lot. But people whose circulation is bad, it happens to, just getting up from chairs.
Happened to
and
me
things, doesn't
10
it?
years ago.
Good. You're better now.
I was always
That's lovely.
dizzy when I went up in the morning.
That's great. And how much do you run a day now? You're running besides.
I try to run a mile if I
That's
have
good.
time.
That's beautiful.
Every day.
Marianne's 50. Isn't that lovely? That's really great. That's wonderful. Okay. Now, pull one knee up to your chest and down, all the way up to your chest, Michael. Up. Up.
It's hard.
Up. Try pulling it up to your shoulder instead. If we're, some of us females have trouble getting it up as far as we should unless we pull it slightly to the side. So, pull it over a little. Okay, now try it another way. See if you can do it without pulling it up with your arm.
What does this help?
Your thigh muscle. Okay, now a couple for the arms. Put your arms up this way. This is because gravity, as years go by, as you get older, gravity begins to tell on you, unless you're really working against it all the time, your rib cage comes down further and further and further. So what you have to do is, build it up and out. So bring your elbows back first, and then your arms up at shoulder level or above. Swing them way back. Beginners take it very, very easy, very gently. Don't hit Gunhild, Michael. He just kicked her a minute ago. Okay. Another thing that if you want to keep yourself loose through the shoulders, and people as they get older do tend to get very stiff. Most people now, because we don't do a lot of lifting and carrying like we used to, your arms really get weak. Go back to brushing your hair. pick your arm up, make believe you have a brush, and brush the opposite side of your head. Just swing it around and around.
Forward anyway.
You brush your hair from back to front?
The other way around.
Okay. Okay, now try it with the other arm. You know, it's a funny thing. I never thought of that people might brush it the other way around. I wonder how that would work. That's...
So you come this
Oh,
way,
I'm
right?
confused. I can't do it. I'll try it at home. That's funny. Feels strange. Okay. Now, the other really important area are the thighs. They're really important. And people that tell you you shouldn't do deep knee bends are just wrong, because the natural place for us to sit is the floor. We invented chairs, and we just shouldn't have them. Cross your feet, move it a little closer, and sit. Now, what you do is you have to get back up again. Now, with your arms out in front so your shoulders stay level. Come up.
Now, you know
Come on, Annette. Up.
I can't do it.
Try it this way. All right, move out a little further away from the bench, and let me show you an easy way. Okay, what you do is lean way back this way, and now with your legs apart,
This
throw
is the
yourself
one I
up between your legs, and come up.
And what?
Up between your legs, and come up. Everybody try it. Legs apart, and throw yourself up, and come up between your legs.
I don't know if it's easy.
Yeah, you don't think it's easier?
I want more to carry up than you do.
Okay, try it this way. You shouldn't have. I know. Give us time. We'll fix you. Okay, move in just a little closer and try this one. Put one leg behind you. Come down onto your knee and sit. Come up onto the knee. And up. You have trouble with that one, Michael?
Yeah.
Let's see.
It works better on one side than the other.
It always does. No bodies are equal on both sides. You have to just work with your body. But one thing, it's because you're not doing it the right way. Put one leg down on the floor, this way. Bend. Now pick this foot up and put it over the other knee. That's his problem. He's not very flexible to fix
I'm
him.
glad done it.
Okay, up on that knee.
I don't think I can get up on that knee.
Sure you can. Just roll over onto your side and come up on your knee.
What's that?
Over to your side. That's it. This side. Okay, now put this foot up on the foot. And now come up onto your knee. That's it. And up.
There it is.
Try it again, but this time no hands. Look, Ma, no hands. Okay, all the way down. Come on. And try it again. The only reason men aren't as flexible as women is because they don't try. If they try, they can be just as flexible. Try it. Put the other knee down now. And move the foot over across. And come up onto the knee. No hands. Did you use your hands? Sit down again. Now, without your hands, fold your arms. Come up onto the knee. Roll over onto that knee. That's it. And up.
Somehow.
That was easy.
Okay. Now, again, as I told you before, posture should not be static. So what we're going to do is show you how to stand properly, and then you move so that it so you always look your best and move your best, and your body behaves better for you. First of all, let your foot. You're all doing it you're all doing exactly right. Naturally, your feet should splay out just a little if they're in good condition, just slightly. That's the way most people tend to walk normally, where they don't ordinarily wear shoes. And those are good feet. That's where people have least trouble with their feet. Okay, get the tape measure from behind you. Okay.
Embarrassing moment.
Let your hands hang down at your sides. We're going to show you the difference between men and women. We just found that out a few minutes ago. I knew I'd find that sooner or later. Let your hands hang down at your sides. Right under your hands is where you tend to get very heavy if you're a woman, or where your muscles tend to let go. So take your tape measure and just letting your muscles relax. Measure and see what you measure around. Don't anybody look. Everybody look for yourselves and see what you measure so you can see how many inches you drop. Okay, now once more. Measure it, make sure you've got it exactly around the heaviest part, and see what you measure. Okay, now, holding it that way, right in place, tighten your bottom and watch what happens. The tape measure, I don't know whether you can see it, the tape measure drops because the inches, when you tighten your bottom, just drop. Except for, look at Michael, you see the difference? Men are not built the same way. We knew that all along, didn't we? Now, remember what you measured before. And now see how much you pulled off that area. Just by tightening the muscles. I lost 1.5 inches. And I'm in reasonably good condition.
1.5 inches.
I like to think I'm in good condition. I'm in reasonably good condition. I have a long way to go.
1.5 inches.
1.5 inches? Good.
1 inch.
1 inch? I think you're up a little bit too high. You should be down across this area of your thigh. Down a little lower where you're across bone. You need to be across where it's only muscle.
It's 1 inch.
1 inch?
Yeah.
Michael, you didn't change a bit.
No.
Okay, next, let's try it at the waistline. And this is really a nice one. Everybody likes to hear this. I don't think Michael's going to do so well on this. He has a very heavy shirt on. You can't really tell too well, but it's very... One thing you have to remember, Michael, is to breathe out. You always breathe out before you measure your waistline, don't you, girls?
Right.
Okay, first, let yourself slump a little. And now, inhale, pull your chest up, and then pull the tape measure over and see how much further in you've got it. See what it measures now.
2 inches.
How much did you lose? 2 inches?
Same here.
Same?
I gained.
He breathes in. He cheats. How about you?
2 inches.
2 inches.
now.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's just by raising your chest. That's all it takes. And now the next thing is up a little higher. And first relax completely. Really let yourself go. Let your chest hang. And measure yourself across the chest. And see what you measure. And now inhale as far as you can. And measure again. How much did you gain?
1.5 inches.
4 inches.
4 inches. That's where the men gain. That's
4 inches. I do.
You did. How about you, Gunhild?
2.
Good. So all you need to do to lose the inches and put them on where you want to is just to learn to stand properly. So posture may be the most important thing you have to learn. And if you stand properly, you're using a lot more muscles. It really makes a big difference. You're exercising all day if you're just standing properly. Okay, throw the tape measure back, and let me show you one more thing. A lot of people develop a hump at the back of their neck here just because they don't hold their head up and back. So pick your chin up, hold it back in, and by the way, remember your feet are out, your knees are slightly bent, your bottom is tight, your chest is up, belly in, chest up, in, and shoulders down. Got that? Okay, now relax and make it easier. Move around from side to side. If you had mirrors, I hope some of you at home are working near mirrors. Look at yourself in the mirror. This is what is commonly known as dressing room posture. Whenever anybody tries on new clothes, this is the way they look at themselves. They stand up, they pull their belly in, the heads up, they look beautiful. And that's the way you should walk all the time. That's all it takes, just a little bit of a change in the habits that you make for the day. Okay, now let's try one other thing. Sit.
Okay.
Down onto the floor. Not one other thing, a lot of other things. Okay, put your hands behind you. This is an easy beginning for people that have trouble with abdominal muscles. So everybody out there who has trouble with, through this area should try these. Just let your arms slide back. Bring one arm over to the other side and come up. And again, both arms back and slide back. Bring the arm up over to the other side and come up. Again, back. It'll get harder, Michael. Up. Beginners should really have a very easy time with this one. This one isn't tough at all. Slide back. If you feel unsure of yourself, that's normal if you haven't been doing anything. It's, I'm coming up before I went down. Excuse me. Okay, all the way down. Now next we're going to do another one that's a good one for beginners, a very good one for beginners, and everybody can do this. Put your hands on your thighs. And now, with your head down first, lift your head and your shoulders and reach down towards your knees as far as you can. And down and up. Down and up. Those of you who can, come up just a little bit further. And down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Okay, now stay where you are, part way up, and come down to touch your waistline a little bit up. Beginners don't carry it so far. Just raise your head and lower it, and don't do too many, just a few. A few more of anything each day is going to get you at where you're going anyway. It takes time. Doesn't it, Michael? Okay, both hands to one side along your thigh, and come up towards your knee. Over to the other side, and keep doing it.
How do you get up like that?
How do you get up so easily?
Just roll over onto your shoulder.
Oh.
Don't use your elbow.
Okay.
Beginners, just to your shoulder.
Oh, but one does feel it after a while.
And even for beginners, this can be very hard. It's a good one for beginners, but as always, you have to be very gentle with yourself. You have to be consistent, and for heaven's sake, everybody breathe naturally. Don't ever hold your breath.
We do have a tendency to hold
I know.
yourself.
With any new movement, you tend to, it takes time to learn to breathe properly. Knees up. Okay, again, for beginners, sit up with your hands on your knees and roll back. Now, if you're beginners, you may have to work at getting up. Get up any way you can. And again, bend your knees, roll back. Come up, roll back. Up. Now, beginners, you've probably had enough. Those of you who are, you're a beginner, huh?
Michael and I are in the same.
Okay, now, for those of you who think you're in pretty good condition, try it this way. This is the harder and yet not too hard if you're in really good condition. With your hands out in front, come back to touch your waistline and up. Just barely, just a quarter of an inch up and down. Beginners are not supposed to do that. Okay, now come over towards one side and down. Keep your knees bent, and your feet can be apart for balancing it. Over. Again, beginners, take it very easy on these.
You make it look so easy.
Can't hear.
You make it look so easy.
Practice makes it look easy. You know, just like in athletics and dance and everything, it takes a lot of practice to make any movement easy. Anybody at all, no matter what shape you're in, no matter what age you are, all you need to do is take it easy every day a little bit more, and you can get anything you want. And I really don't think it makes a difference what age you are. If you want to prove it, come in here and play with us. You'll see. Okay, lean back and push one arm forward and then the other. Don't let your waistline touch. Beginners is a hard one for you.
It is.
You shouldn't carry it too far. Don't try too many in that, really. You really shouldn't. Okay, come down flat, knees still up. Pick your head up. And this is another killer, so beginners, it's all right to do one or two and then quit, okay? Stretch around underneath your knee on one side and around under on the other. Keep your head up. How you doing, Gunhild?
It's hurting.
You getting tired? Look, you've only just started exercising a short while ago. Don't carry it too far. How long have you been exercising now?
1 month,
1 month?
but not so.
But you haven't been feeling well because you've been pregnant.
Yeah.
So always, take it easy and build up slowly, especially when you're pregnant and you haven't been exercising before. You really have to take it very easily and work your way in gradually. The last thing you want to do is hurt yourself. So always, if you're beginning, if you have any problems, just, take your time. Okay, over onto your belly. And first, put your toes down on the floor. Fold your arms and pick your hips up and down, up and down. Beginners having trouble with that
Yes.
one? Is that hard?
No, I did about 4 times before I
Good.
really felt it.
Very good. That's good. Some beginners find they can't even get their hips off the floor. Don't worry about it. The one thing that's really amazing, if you have everything to work with, you're very lucky. Some people, they're losing, they've lost arms or legs, or they've got muscles that are paralyzed. That really shows you what a beautiful machine the body really is, because in spite of that, the body takes over and finds something to substitute, so you can still go ahead and use your body. It's really a gorgeous machine. It really works for you. It's worth taking care of. Okay, push up with your hands and bounce. Just gently. If you've got a bad back, for heaven's sake, take it easy. Very, very easy. Just very gently. And down. Okay. Head on your arms. Pick your feet up and crisscross them. Keep your knees straight. Again, for bad backs, always we try raising one leg. And if anything bothers you at all, just don't do it. If it doesn't bother, you can do 1 or 2, and then the next day try more. Crisscross them up and down now. Okay.
especially you can feel all the muscles.
Isn't that nice? It really does feel
Tomorrow it's going to feel better.
good. Tomorrow you're going to feel better? Tomorrow you're going to feel worse. You'll be stiff tomorrow if you're working along with us, but that's good. Stiffness really does mean that you're improving. You're building. Everywhere you find stiffness, you're getting better and better. So it's well worth it. Just a little bit more each day, though. Don't get yourself so stiff you can't move. That doesn't help anything. We're in this to learn how to move more and more and more. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, roll over onto your side. Come down along your arm. Put your hand, arch your back, and put your hand along your leg. And raise your leg, and run your hand down to your knee, and down. And up, and down. This is a beginning exercise for your side, except that you lose your balance, as you've noticed.
Yeah.
I'm lying
your
here,
head up,
rolling
yeah?
from side. You pick your head up as you go, and roll your hand down. Marianne, this is old stuff for you. Why are you losing your balance?
I don't know.
Okay, over to the other side. And up. Oops, there I go.
Can happen to
Why am I
anyone.
losing my balance?
Can happen to anyone.
It's not the truth. And up. Up. Okay, roll over onto the other side. This one's a little bit harder. Beginners, if you're not strong through your arms or if you lose your balance easily, don't try it. But the rest of this one really feels good. It's a stretch, but a little bit different. Come up onto your side and stretch way over. Way over, as far as you can. Look back at your hand.
How
What?
did you start that?
Oh, just one hand on the floor this way.
Yeah.
And lift your hips way up and stretch over. Does that feel good?
Yeah.
That's a nice one. And over to the other side. And stretch up. Over to the other side. And stretch up. I'm still losing my balance.
Oh, you're doing your arms straight.
And once more over. And down. Okay, try this. Those of you who can't come all the way over, bring your knees up to your chest and just hold them that way. The rest, if you lie down and bring your knees over to your forehead. Put your feet down and try to get your knees down close to your hips. Take it easy, don't fall over.
I can't do it.
Try again. That's the way. Good, good. Push up with your hands. Okay, now with your hands, get your feet way up in the air with your hands behind your back. Get up as high as you can. Try to level your toes off and just hold it. Okay, come up, over, and up, and run. Everybody on your feet. Remember, you make just little corrections every day. Watch yourself and then walk and jog as much as you can. That way you can't help but improve. It's wonderful for you. Good for you. Ciao.